Hi everyone, welcome you all. So we were learning list and previously we have learned list slicing. And today we are going to learn only two functions related to list which are really very important and are also used heavily in your class 12 in a unit called stacks and queues. So be very careful and be very attentive in learning this and make sure you learn these two functions, right? So let's get started without wasting much time. So first thing first, we are going to discuss append method. Okay, now what append method does, it simply adds element at the end of the list. Yeah, at the end of the list. Okay, right? So what we have a list. Let's use a list method to create a list, and then the range method which will give me elements from 1 to 5. So I will be having a 5 elements. Let's try to print these elements and execute this piece of our code, and tada, we get our desired list. Now what I'm going to do, I want to add an element. What I can do, I can write a statement somewhat like this: lst is equals to lst plus, we make a list and add another element called 6, right? And now if I try to print this list, my work will be done, but it is not that easy, or it takes too much efforts to do it, and reinitialization of list as well. Now, a simpler method or simpler approach to do the same task is to use a append method, and in this we need to specify any value, right? For example, I'm going to specify 7. So after adding 6 with the help of a statement 4, in statement 6 we are also adding one more element, that is 7, and then finally we print this list again. So you get the same result by applying append method, right? So append is a very simple method which used to add an element at the end, right? Now what I'm going to do is I want to add a list of elements using a append method, right? Let us run this piece of our code and check it out. Now notice we are having brackets. Why? Because this is one element and in the index 7, right? So in this place we have only one element, and that element is a type of a list. Now how to check this out? Let's say lst, let us print this value, print the type, print lst of 0, that's perfectly fine, and let's print the type. Okay, and now let's print the type of the item at the end. So lst of -1, right? So my statement 9 prints the data type of first element, and my statement 10 prints the data type of last element. Okay, to do this, let's give a interactive message: data type of last element. Okay, and here also let's print data type of first element. Okay, let's run this program and check it out. So here notice for the first element, that is 1, it gives me int, and for the last element I'm getting list. If you calculate the total number of values, let's simply guess it, it's 8. But if I try to print the number of element using the len method, let's say nst, total number of elements in the list, total number of element in the list, it gives me 7, because this is not 2 elements, these are or this is only one element that is of type list. So append method can add only one element no matter if you specify a list. If you want to add multiple elements, you have to use the first method. Like for example, let's say we are adding, let's say 10 and 100, then you will see these are added as individual elements, not as the item as of list. Okay, so hope this is clear to you. Now let us move to our second agenda point, that is our method called pop. Okay, let's get rid of this and learn our pop method. Okay, now pop is used to remove element and we can use it in multiple ways. Let us learn these one by one. So now we have the list. Let's print the list. Perfectly fine. So we have the list of 5 elements 1 to 5, and now we are going to use a pop method and just print the list again and see the effect of a pop. So it removes the last element from the list, but we can specify the list index in the parameters. So I'm going to specify minus, okay, 1 only. That's perfectly fine. So if you calculate 1, that is this element. So you will see, for if you print list for the third time, you will notice 2 is also removed. So this can be used in two ways. First, without the parameter. In this way it will remove the last element, and if you specify any index value, it will remove that particular element from the list or from that particular index value. Okay, now what if I specify index value that is not present in this list? Let's say 100, minus 100 or 100, that is not in our list. And if you try to execute this piece of a code, obviously you should run into error, that is index error. Index means invalid index, right? And if you specify a proper index, that's perfectly fine. This will delete the last element from the list. If you try to print this one, right, like this, and you will notice 4 is also gone. Okay, hope this is fine and you have understood how append and pop method works in different ways. Okay, that's all for today. Please understand this topic, try to practice, because this is also used in class 12 syllabus, right? And when I teach you there, you have to have knowledge of these two functions, right? So that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. See you, bye bye, and have a nice day.